Anyway, like, I was like, cause like one of the pages that I follow on Facebook is College Humor, and they can be funny occasionally. Like, so, like, sometimes they post articles, actually not sometimes, like, every day they post an article, and, like, this wasn't really funny, it was, like, it wasn't supposed to be, it was, like, realistic, images of, like, video game things, and I have to say, like, that depiction of, like, your creeper, it was frickin', ooh, jeez, man. No, I see what the problem is, this needs to be longer. Because this is 4. This needs to be 4. And that should fix everything. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, that should fix everything, I think. And then we go 1 out. And there we go! We have a circle, everybody! I'm going to put the door here, though, so... Oh, wow, it is the second episode of the recording session. Oopsies! I should have been more monitoring my Audacity file, because I like to make an entrance. Like, I like to have, like, sort of like an intro into each episode now, but I haven't been doing that. Oh, well. But because this is the second episode, more than likely the recording is going to glitch out, because that's what happens. Because for whatever reason, the second episode of a recording session tends to glitch out. I don't know why. It just does. And it's kind of annoying because I like to not have glitches. Yeah, that's high enough. And then 4. I like to not have glitches with my what do you call it? With my, recording, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Alright, so I want to say that after the 4th layer, they went inwards 1. I want to say that's what happened. I could just look at the picture right now, but, I'm too lazy. So, I'm just gonna go like this. And, let's see how that goes. I am crouching, so I have nothing to worry about. Unless, like, a random skeleton appeared and destroyed everything, in which case I would not be a happy camper. At all. It's really weird building like this. Like, it's like, when you don't have, like, any real foundation to build on, it just feels really weird. I don't know why, it just does. But, what was I talking about? Yeah, like height and everything. That was like a random question, but... Thank you for that question, viewer. If you guys have any questions that you would like to ask, feel free to ask them. You know, sometimes, like... Oh yeah, and I'm fine with, like, stupid questions, too. I don't mind having stupid questions, but, so long as they're at least somewhat, relevant to what's going on. And then from here on, I'm pretty sure it's just like you go like this and then you build 1 inward until you have like a thingy. Pretty sure. So it's like that. I think this is how it was. Like they use like obsidian though instead of wood, but I wanted to use wood because there was no way in hell I was going to get all that obsidian. Alright. This house is probably getting like awkward as shit. Simply because I have no idea how it looks like until it's finished. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I guess that'll do. No. I done goofed somewhere. I done goofed somewhere. Let me put some torches in here so that like stuff doesn't spawn in. Because it does that sometimes. It's like cobblestone. For those of you who build, I'm gonna need to get some ladders. Cobblestone is like one of those things that's like you have to put like torches on pretty much every other block to ensure that nothing spawns in there because like Honestly, even though I have torches in there, that's still enough to get for an evil mob to spawn, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. That doesn't look too bad from afar, but up close it looks really underwhelming. You know, I'll sort of have this as like the prototype house, and then I'll build something similar to it later on that's a bit taller. Next thing's next, I need to, because it was like much taller than that. It was like, I'd say about 10 blocks higher than that. Oh well. That kind of looks like a bullet, doesn't it? It's like, there's like the shell, and there's like the yeah, that kind of looks like a bullet, just a little bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and enter the house, or the hoose, or hees, or whatever, depending on your accent. I don't know any accent that says house like hees, but, you know, if you happen to speak of that accent, that's interesting. Like, hees? I wonder if there's, like, some part of the world that, like, where the accent, you actually do say house like hees. I don't know, I'm getting too speculatory here. Yeah, I have glass. I wanted to make glass panes, though. So it should be under, yeah. And then, what else is good? Oh yeah, like, oh, you know what? There's gonna be, I need to light up the roof, the inside of the roof of that house, because something's going to be spawning in there. And last thing you want is for someone to try to go to sleep, and it's like, no, you can't sleep because there's a monster inside of your building or whatever that you don't even know about. Ladders. Do I have any ladders? That's what I was looking for. I don't know where I'd put them. Maybe in here? Or, no, that's plants and stuff, and this is just like miscellaneous. So I don't have any ladders. I'm going to have to make some. Yay! And 9, which is my lucky number. Let's go ahead and... No, Axe, I did not want to grab you. There we go. Sometimes the Xbox controls can be a bit stiff, but oh well. What are you going to do? I can still do this. Even though that'd be much quicker on PC if you actually knew your hotkeys. But I wouldn't be good at that. I guess it's something that you get used to eventually, but oh well. I hope that nothing spawned in here already. Alright, so, alright, so I'm going to need to do this, I guess. Alright, you put some torches in here so that it's decently lit. And now nothing is going to spawn in here forever and ever and ever. It's kind of like, what was it? Dinner for Schmucks. Love you forever and ever. Anyway. Or maybe if you want like a SpongeBob reference, because I sort of guess I have a reputation for being the guy who makes a lot of SpongeBob references. And the next day, 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 and the next day. Alright, I'm going to put windows on the other side too. And maybe on the back too. I guess I'll do it on all 3 sides. That's what I'll do. That's what I shall do. Put that right there. I could actually make 6 sets of 4 like this, because I actually made a perfect number for any windows that are divisible by 4. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad for my first step into the building world. It looks pretty poopy. I know it does, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Like I said, it's a learning experience. I am not the best builder in the world. I am sorry about that. Because I'm sure... Hold on, let me get a drink. I'm sure that, like, some of you guys are, like... Some of you building pros are, like, really pissed off with my piss-poor building, and I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can do. Except get better over time. Alright, so is it almost nighttime again? Jeez, these days go by so fast, man. And then I should probably work on, no. Actually, no, not that. But I did this, and I had an idea for another build. It's probably going to take me another full half an hour to do. Maybe. You never know. You never know. You really never do. But in order to do this, I'm going to need some more wood, because, I just do. Sleep. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. So, anywho. Now it's time to be like George Washington and must chop wood. I have a lot of cows. Like, I should probably work on a farm sometime soon, shouldn't I? But regardless, let me go ahead and expand this farm out a bit. Gather up some more of this wheat and, you know, expand the farm, because that's what I do. I'm a farmer in the shed. You know, actually, this is another SpongeBob type reference thing. I remember back in, like, must have been, I think it was 2nd grade. It's like, you know, most schools have, like, the book fair, where, you know, you sort of, like, well, it depends. Like, back home, like, the elementary schools had, like, you know, just like a catalog book fair, and then like the middle schools had like a full, like, legit book fair where like you got time out of your English class to go and like look at a bunch of books. I always loved that. That was so fun. It kind of sucks that you didn't have those in high school, but oh well. What was I saying again? But like, I remember like they had like these 2 SpongeBob related books that were made by published by Scholastic. One was like SpongeBob Naughty Nautical Neighbors, which I did not get, and then one was SpongeBob Joke Pants, and the cover of it, I'm sure some of you guys, I'm pretty sure if you were to Google it right now you could see it, but like the cover of it had like SpongeBob. He was like doing like stand-up comedy. I guess it was like sort of based off of like the episode where he did the squirrel jokes, and it had a bunch of jokes in it. Most of them were like really lame puns, which when I actually got it, I thought, oh, these are so freaking funny, man. Oh my god, this is like the best joke book in the world. But then recently, just before I left home for college, before I left for college for my first semester, I decided to like, I was like, oh, you know, I won't be like living in this room for like very long. I might as well like look at majority of the stuff that I have, like all the old stuff that I have, and like, you know, just to like reflect back on memory lane. And then I looked at the Joke Pants thing, and good god, were those jokes bad, man. They were just auto-saving in 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Those jokes were just so bad, man. They were just like, let me think of some. Like, one is like, what if Gary was a sailor? What would you call him? What would you call a snail that's a sailor? A snailer! What would you call, like, Gary if he was a farmer? The farmer and the shell? They were just really, really bad jokes just like that. Or, like, what was Mr. Krabs' favorite pair of shoes? Favorite type of shoes? Penny loafers! And stuff like that. I was just like, oh my god, how did I find this funny when I was younger? It was just friggin' stupid. Perfect, just enough for all these rows. Just enough. And it's almost going to be the next episode of this session. How's it going, sheep? Mr. Sheep. Because sheep and weep and leap and other stuff that rhymes with leap, like meep and all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, We are approaching the last. We are in the last 15 seconds of the episode, so it's time to, you guessed it, end this episode with an awkward pause. Yep.